It is very common for a legal dispute to be settled on the doorstep of the court, that is, on the day when the trial begins. It's also very common for a settlement offer to be made on a walk-away basis, that is, all applications or claims are dismissed, everyone bears their own costs, and everyone walks away as though the dispute had never happened. We sometimes don't think of these as contracts, but that's often what they are. There's an offer, and if the offer is accepted, the consideration given by each side is their withdrawal from the dispute. In this case, the parties were engaged in a contract dispute about whether Hancock had breached a contract to care for Bartolo's greyhounds. On the first morning of trial in open court, Hancock's barrister announced an offer to settle, and announced that if the offer was not accepted and Bartolo was not successful at trial, they would seek indemnity costs, a much more generous type of costs order. Bartolo's counsel did not respond, and the trial began. On day 5 of the trial, Bartolo's barrister suddenly announced that they wished to accept the walkaway offer. Hancock's barrister said this was not possible because the offer had expired. The magistrate agreed. Now, the usual rule is that if an offer does not include a deadline, the offer expires after a reasonable time has elapsed. In many situations, it would be very reasonable to expect an offer to remain open for 5 days. But what about in this situation? Chief Justice Doyle said, "I consider that this kind of offer, mutual withdrawal with no order as to costs, would ordinarily be understood by a reasonable recipient as open for acceptance only for a very short time. This kind of offer is made to end the dispute then and there, without either party incurring further costs." In other words, there was a great difference between a settlement on day 1 before the costs of trial had arisen and a settlement on day 5 when both sides were many more thousands of dollars deep. His Honour found that this was a type of offer known as a here and now offer, which expired if it was not accepted immediately. From this case, we learn that while offers expire after a reasonable time, in some contexts, that reasonable time can be very short indeed.